thank you very much for having me here today. Just by way of introduction, I've been a member of the Labour Party for 24 years now. I joined when I was 16. My granddad was a Polish migrant and a miner, and I grew up in the west of Scotland, in one of the most deprived areas of the country. So I grew up knowing inequality and being very angry about that. I was one of the first, well, I was the first person in my family to go to university. I'm currently the chair of my local constituency Labour Party of Cunningham North. I was a member of the NEC from 2010 to 2016, and I was deeply honoured to be re-elected in the recent by-elections this year. I've been a member of the Scottish Executive Committee for the last 4 years, and for me, politics is not an academic exercise. I live it and breathe it every day. My day job is as the head of local government for Unison Scotland. During the period of the COVID pandemic, I've been fighting every single day for workers who are on the front line, keeping our services and our country running. And I've been a trade unionist for 24 years as well. For me, the trade union movement and the labour movement are two sides of the same coin, and the rights of workers to be able to take action are really important beliefs for me. In terms of my track record in the party, as an NEC member, I have always produced regular reports. When I was on the NEC in my previous tenure, unfortunately we can't do this now because of COVID, but I visited over 180 local constituency parties across the country to try and engage members and be transparent about the decisions that were being made on their behalf. And I was very pleased actually to be, I think, the only person that has visited Labour International in person, which I combined with a holiday abroad. I've always tried to be impartial and take decisions based on evidence. I think it's important that we speak truth to power. I've campaigned under every leader, and I've challenged them all as well. I'm passionate about eradicating bullying and harassment from the party, and we will not win the next election unless we unite. In terms of your 4 questions, I absolutely support your voting rights after 15 years. Carbon emissions, I'm very passionate about the green agenda. I think we need to do more than just those carbon reduction emissions. We do need better processes to hold our representatives to account, and I oppose all forms of discrimination within our party, and we do need to be more representative as a party of the communities that we seek to serve, and I support an independent complaints system. So thank you for having me. Thank you, colleagues. I think those are really important questions. On the first issue of bullying and hostility, this is a massive issue. I have spoken out against that sort of culture in the past. When I was on the NEC in 2016, it was at a time when there were a number of contentious issues facing NEC members, and I was subject to threats of violence, threats against my family. Other NEC members had received similar levels of hostility. And I think actually we have to really crack down on this, because the level of antagonism that has developed within the party is deeply unhelpful to our democracy. I have no tolerance for bullying and harassment. I'm a trade union official. I fight against bullying and harassment every single day, and we shouldn't tolerate it to any other member, whatever their political views. I think it is the role of NEC members to lead by example on this. We should promote discussion, respectful debate within the party, but we should not tolerate any form of bullying and harassment. And I think one thing that's really important in addressing this is the establishment of an independent complaints process, because what we have seen in all of the difficult areas that we've seen highlighted, whether that is allegations of anti-Semitism, sexual discrimination, or other forms of bullying, is that people have been afraid to speak up because of the potential ramifications on their future political career. We cannot have that. So I absolutely support the establishment of an independent complaint system, and we need to be better at safeguarding members so they don't feel themselves left in positions where they feel vulnerable, either alone with other individual members of the party during campaign sessions or in meetings. On the NPF, I think it needs to be more representative, but also I think the system itself needs to be much less complex than it is at the moment. If you ask anybody in the party right now where we are in terms of policy making for the next election, I doubt very few people would be able to tell you. But it has too many steps and too many layers. So I think actually what we need to do is use new technology better to engage our membership base. And I think also we need to harness the specialist policy skills that some of our members have, be they doctors in the NHS or scientists working on climate change or economists in our universities. We have a massive skill set as a membership and our party needs to harness those in the development of our policies.